Hey, this is Deon Grace once again. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for those who have subscribed already, liked, and shared, and also left a comment. I appreciate you. And for those, if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you don't mind clicking the subscribe button, like, share, and leave a comment, and I would definitely get back with you. Today, this video is going to be a little bit different. I want to talk to my fellow prophets out there. Just my fellow prophets out there. I tell you one thing. When you are a true prophet, and you carry the mantle of a prophet, you're not so gun-ho, or you're not so woo-hoo, I'm a prophet, because we know what it entails. We know the loneliness, we know the disappointment, we know the heartache, the tears we have to do. And especially if you're one of the prophets that don't always prophesy houses, land, and all that stuff, and you're one of the prophets that sometimes have to come with correction. You do it with love, but God got you that sometimes you have to say things that tear down and you build up. So to my fellow prophets, sometimes you're going to feel so lonely. You're going to feel like odd. You're going to feel like you are like you just stick out. I want to let you know that that's normal. You stick out for a reason. You stick out because there's a mandate on your life. You stick out because when someone needs to talk to somebody, when someone needs to get a prayer thing, when someone needs someone to go to God on their account, they know who to go to. Prophets are very odd people. Prophets are very misunderstood people. Prophets deal with a lot of emotional turmoil. If not careful, you can deal with a lot of depression and loneliness if you don't know how to deal with it, if you don't know how to manage that. That's why as prophets, true prophets, you have to constantly work on yourself. You have to constantly work on yourself to be balanced, constantly work on yourself to be made whole, constantly work on yourself to forgive, not to hold grudges, to let go of things quickly, not to fight back. And you know, as a prophet, we can't fight back like that, because a lot of times when we fight back and we get to running our mouths, we start stepping over into really picking up on people's spirit and stuff in their spirit and saying stuff that we're not supposed to say. So, prophets, you're going to feel weird at times. Sometimes you're going to feel like you're in the wilderness. And a lot of times we do be in the wilderness. A lot of times we be in the wilderness. But that's God dealing with us. That's God talking to us, pruning us, changing us, constantly molding us. We can't be like everybody. We can't be conformists. We can't be scared. We can't be nervous to speak up, to speak out. We can't be nervous to be quiet. And even as a prophet, sometimes you're going to feel like, whoo, that you can't be bothered with people. And I hate to say it like that, but sometimes you feel like that. It's just you have to be alone. And God will work it out where you can be alone, and he can get just you and him time. And especially for those who are prophets, don't really understand the prophetic, even understand just the basic of the different personality types, understand sometimes the different mood swings if you're not careful. Sometimes you might not understand how you can go somewhere and you can be very happy, then all of a sudden you get sad, or you get depressed, or you get agitated. You picked up something. And as a prophet, you have to learn how to manage that. You have to learn to get that burden off of you. Pray it off of you. If God got you to say something to somebody, you need to say something to somebody, or you might just need to pray, or you just have to pray it off of you. As a prophet, if I had a choice, I would not have been one, to be honest. I had to repent before, because I didn't want to be one. Because when you're a prophet, you pick up what people ain't saying, even when it's concerning you, and it's hurtful at times. It's really hurtful at times. And that's why you have to be in tune with God. You have to have a spirit on within that is not a grudge holder. You can't be a grudge holder as a prophet. You can't be paranoid as a prophet, because then you will get into where you think God talking is you. Also, as a prophet, oh my God, when it comes to being misunderstood, a lot of times we see stuff, we might dream stuff, we might just know stuff, and we try to explain it to people. And a lot of times they don't understand it because it's not for them to understand. Usually prophets attract other prophets, as far as friendships and everything. It's just a connection that is there because we kind of understand our personalities and how we are different. Some prophets got picked on in school. Some prophets were rejected as they grew up. Some prophets are almost like socially awkward. You got some prophets that's really nice, really friendly, but even in the midst of crowds can be really social. You still feel alone. You will be in a crowd and all of a sudden you just stop talking. Prophets have to be groomed properly. And how you groom properly, you have to be around people and in the right atmosphere and in the right sanctuary under the right leadership so you can be groomed properly, because we are misunderstood and sometimes people don't want to hear what we have to say. It can cause us to become bitter if we're not careful. And you can't be bitter as a prophet. You cannot be bitter as a prophet. Oh my God, you cannot be bitter. You have to have peace, because you can't hear God correctly if you don't have no peace. Because when you think about it, when you're just going through a lot and your mind is chaotic, so to speak, within, you got yourself talking, you got the enemy talking, and there's so much stuff going on that God can't break through. So you have to have peace within your spirit, man, in order to hear God properly. So you prophets out there, you prophets, oh, us prophets, it's okay. It's okay to feel different. It's okay sometimes to just feel weird. It's okay that you might be out and all of a sudden you just zone out. It's just part of it. Just say, God speak, for your servant heareth. God speak. That's what Samuel did when God was calling him in the temple, when he was being a prophet, calling him for the prophetic ministry. He was telling him, and he kept hearing. He thought it was the Eli the priest calling him, and then when Eli the priest realized that God was calling Samuel, he said, next time you hear that voice, say, thy servant heareth. So just tell God you hear. Be ready for it. It's not gonna always be pretty. Oh my God, it's not gonna always be pretty. We're taking it in stride. Don't denounce your calling. Don't run from it. Embrace it. Just ask God to help you. And he's not going to put no more on you than you can bear. He's not going to put no more on you than you can bear. So to my fellow prophets, it's time to arise. It's time to allow God to use you in whatever way and however capacity that he uses you in your prophetic gifting. Don't be afraid of it. Don't let nobody make you try to prophesy something. If you know God ain't saying it, say, I'm going to have a prophetic word. I give you an encouraging word. I give you a word of wisdom. But when it comes to saying prophecy, something different. Don't let nobody force you. So, once again, I'm out. Follow me on YouTube, Dion Grace. Thank you. Have a great day.